Good day, everybody. Sorry if my voice is a bit hoarse today. I've been sick over the last couple of weeks, which is why this video hasn't come up earlier. Normally I'd like to get these videos done the first week of each month. But it hasn't been like that, so this is what we're dealing with. Today is going to be basically one of the most important parts to start off a project. A lot of people like to jump straight into sewing something, especially when you haven't really sewn before. You just want to sew, basically, you just want to do it. But it's quite important, the steps before you do that. And if you do all these steps before, especially if you haven't really done sewing before and you really are thinking of getting into it, these steps before will help make the end result a little bit more favourable and the actual sewing part a little bit easier. Basically, there's a few steps to do that we'll cover in the upcoming months. The first one is basically, what are you going to make? It's all well and good to have it in your head. On screen you'll see a bunch of bodies. Basically what these are fashion templates. Just to sketch down what you want. On screen you'll see that I made a mood board for a client that's pregnant. Now, this client doesn't actually exist, I'm literally making this up, but I've gone through and I've collected a bunch of photos. So I've made a client up. She's going to be pregnant during the summertime. She loves flowy things, light things, puffy sleeves. She likes delicate embroideries. She loves elven stuff, so in summertime there's this medieval fair and she's going as an elf, so she also wants 2 elf dresses. She'd like things that will sort of roughly convert into winter clothing as she approaches the winter months, but mainly just summer, flowy, pretty, vintage, antique clothing. And so I've gone through most of these, apart from the medieval and elf clothing. All the others are from Shein. The elf ones are just, I googled it up, elf inspired dresses and just picked the ones that I thought would be best. But the rest are quite literally just from Shein, taking the photos, and I've popped them all onto this one board of all the ones that I liked the most. And as you'll see, I'll trace over a lot of them to the bits that I like. So some I might like the sleeves, or I might like the bodice. So you'll see on the elf ones I trace over the bodice and the sleeves. And so these bodies are basically croquis, they're fashion templates, basically. So I'm doing a collection of clothing, drawing up different collections, where you might want to just do the one outfit. But what I recommend is, you might have a particular idea of what you want to make. Like it's in your head, you know exactly what kind of sleeves you want, the colour, everything, you have it in your head. The reason why you want to get it down on paper is that might evolve. So you might have a certain idea in your head, so you look up photos that reference that idea, so that have that sort of sleeves that you had in mind, the bodice you had in mind, that kind of stuff, or just general style. Because you might find that in the end, your original idea might change into something completely different, but you're so much happier with the one that you've ended up with than the one that you had in your head first. So it's always good to sort of sketch out and kind of try different things. I know you probably just want to get straight into sewing, and these beginning bits can be quite boring, and trust me, they can be. For people who don't like to organise, it can be quite boring. I personally love planning and organising things. So, like making the mood board and sketching out the outfits. It is quite fun for me. It's the next couple of steps that sort of bore me a little bit. But this, you can have complete fun with this. As you'll see, I do mine on the computer. But you can have fun with this. You can do it on pen and paper. You can do it with coloured pencils, you can do it with watercolour, paint. There are some people who even, you can even do it, like print out a little person and drape on it. There's so much you can do. You can make it fun. It can be boring, but you can make it fun. Try different mediums. You might find that you draw out the sketch and then you get a little bit of the fabric you're thinking of using and cutting that out into that shape and making a little 2D outfit with that shape and fabric. You can get really creative. If you're always looking for ideas, just look up fashion croquet and fashion ideas and have a look through and see the different ways that people do it. It's quite fascinating. Mine's quite simple. I'm just drawing it up on my laptop. Quick sketch. I don't really go too into detail unless if it's like a big project, like my Anzac dress. I did 3 different sketches for that. I did the initial trying out different shapes, different errors, and then I picked the ones that I liked the most, the 2 that I liked the most. I did more sketching out of different sleeves, different skirts, and then I picked the one that I liked the most. Well, in that case, I picked 2, which is basically everything's the exact same apart from what kind of skirt that I want. And I did a all done up, beautiful portrait of it. I spent a lot of time drawing that and getting that nice and pretty as my final idea. You don't have to do that. Doing just a simple rough sketch like you'll see me do here is more than enough, as long as in the end you're completely happy with it. Now I'll upload to Patreon my croquets that I use. I use 2, as you'll see in the video. I use the 4 that you see, where it's basically like a dress form, and then I use 1 which is a full body person, as you'll see that in the video, and that's the one I usually use for the second round of sketching, which is basically I've done all the real rough sketches, and now this is pretty much a clean, it's still a sketch, but it's a cleaned up version. So basically what I would like you to do is I'd like you to, you don't have to do a collection like this, you don't have to make up a fake client, you can do this as yourself. So you can make yourself a little outfit, you might have one in your mind already, and I want you to create a mood board around that. So the different outfits, if you were inspired by a particular outfit, bring that up. Bring outfits that are similar to that one, have a similar neckline that you like, or sleeves. Do a mood board up like you've seen in the video. On the side, write what you particularly want in the dress. So it could be, I want a below the knee tea gown kind of dress. I want flared sleeves, I want lace, my favourite colours are these: blue, green, yellow, pink, whatever colour you want. And then have a look at your mood board, pick out, oh, I like these sleeves, or I like this neckline, different things that you particularly like in each of those, and draw out different, well, they don't have to be like vastly different, they can be slightly different sleeve or different skirt, but draw out different outfits of different styles. Get really creative with it, push it, heck, even try and make it as different as possible from the others. You can colour it, you can have them really neat or really sketchy like what I have, and then pick one and do a cleaner sketch of it and show me what you've done. So post it in the discussion, or if you're on the Facebook group, post it in there and tag me in it. I'd love to see what you've come up with. Tell me about the outfit that you want, where it's originated from, show me your mood boards, but just sort of sketch it out. And then now in the next month's video we will be making block patterns, which are basic blocks tailored to you that you can practically make almost any pattern you want. So instead of following different patterns like commercial patterns, I will be showing you how to do your own, and that starts with block patterns. Well, that's all for this video, and I'll see you all next month. I look forward to seeing what you come up with your mood boards and outfits.